And we are live. Welcome to another edition, another week of Real Talk. And I'm Grant. And
Grant,
lost.
I'm Alyssa.
I'm lost. Are you going to introduce the guest?
Yeah, so,
You think we never did this before?
I swear, sometimes. Anyways, yes, we are here alive, another edition of Real Talk, and we're here with our guest, Miss Roushelle Reign. Roushelle, welcome to Real Talk.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
So, Roushelle is actually, she's a friend of mine from my pageant days. And my girl is a queen. So, I don't even know how to introduce her. But Roushelle, introduce to the good people of Facebook and YouTube and let them know a little bit about you and who you are.
And how accomplished you are.
Just a little bit. My name is Roushelle Reign. I go by Reign.
Mm-hmm.
I am a creative director, brand strategist. I'm a pageant director. I own my own pageant. I have a few events going on around Toronto and in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing my little thing here and there.
So you're big into branding as well, because when I found you last night, I was searching Roushelle Reign and had to come up with the other one, but I noticed your branding was on point.
Yeah, so it's Roushelle Reign. The Reign started a long time ago from probably like grade 7 at St. Anne's High School. Yeah.
I told you she's a queen.
So I always drew a R. Like every day I drew a R and a crown on my hand. And I continued until it developed into the double R that you see right now.
Okay.
So it's been probably like 15 years
into
that logo, yeah. So it came from just Roushelle or Princess Roushelle or Queen Roushelle. And then it went to the Reign legacy. And
so
now
were you
it's
trouble when you were
Reign.
younger too?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. So it's been quite a long journey.
Mm-hmm.
Branding has always been my thing. If I'm somewhere, the first thing I'm going to look at is how the place looks, how, cohesive the brand experience is, and just
you
really
get judgmental real quick,
I'm
right?
getting real judgmental. Like, is that logo really good? Like,
so what you're saying is you
with
have
that?
OCD.
Yeah, with the logo. And I think it comes from my mom because she was really big at Pepsi back home and stuff. So she was always into the marketing and stuff. So I really got into that and I was just engrossed in it. It's pretty good.
It's a good quality to have, though.
Thank you.
And I can agree, and Alyssa agrees too, because when Alyssa and I walk into places, sometimes it's like
we're very judgmental
you're shaky,
people.
right?
You're like, I need to fix this, this, and you're like freaking out in your head, and you're like, okay, just chill, you're fine.
Yeah. I mean, when my friends have businesses or people that I know, just as associates, I'm just like, maybe you want to tweak this a little bit. Before, I used to be very quiet about it.
But
now, like, somebody posted something on Instagram last night or 2 nights ago, and she posted her new logo and everything, and I'm like, so why didn't you call me? So, and then she's just like, I'm gonna text you later.
I like her already.
I like to see everybody at their best.
Yes.
I like to see branding on point. It's all about being fabulous and functional. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I met Roushelle in, I think it was 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I met Roushelle. Roushelle was competing for Miss Canada Globe Petite, right? So when I met Roushelle, like, first day I met Roushelle is just she's a ball of energy. She's out there. You notice her right away. And I think we were either doing like the swimsuit contest or something like that. I don't remember what it was now. But I remember my girl is dressed in a bright lime green swimsuit. And she's strutting her stuff like catwalk style, like everything on point, pivot, turn, like full air. I was like, who is this girl and where did we find her? And that's how I've known Roushelle. Like, anytime I think of Roushelle, that's like the first image that comes to mind.
Wow.
But so since then, I know you've been working on a lot of stuff. I know you work a lot in the Caravana scene for Carnival, creating costumes. And you were telling me earlier, she creates her own costumes.
For which band?
I always go with Saldina. He's been my sponsor since I was competing for Miss Canada.
Okay.
And I told him, I don't want to look regular. I don't want to be, back piece, nothing. I want big. I want grand because I'm always big and grand. So,
and she's a little person.
I know. So I made sure every year my costume was always at least 3 times my size.
Okay.
And either I would go in front of a section.
But it doesn't make you fall over?
No, it doesn't, because Noelle builds
I don't know
my
how
back
she
piece
carries
to my body, and it's just amazing.
It's like the costume is her.
Yeah.
It's a part of her.
It's always a part. I don't wear nothing on my head because my hair is always done.
Okay.
And then the back piece is the drama.
I think we need to rename the show for today. The subject you had, it should be about being a queen. So.
Yeah, being a queen. Roushelle Reign, guys.
Yep.
So Roushelle has a couple of projects also that she's working on in addition to, obviously being a queen. So Roushelle, tell us a little bit about, some of the projects that you're working on.
So I have 2 babies. One is called Miss Legacy International Pageant, and it's held in Jamaica. So I take girls from all over the world.
Really?
I have a solid team. You have Lidge, you have Ifadel, you have Safidi, you have Denisha, and you have Davion. And that consists of operations manager and communications and host and everything, full out photography, everything, every day. So it's kind of like a little reality series. And then in Toronto, I have Carib Made Fashion Week Toronto, which I was telling Alyssa that I'm going to kind of rebrand and restructure it a little bit so that I cover all aspects of the Caribbean culture, but not just being Caribbean. I want that kind of island vibe, that kind of luxurious. I want to bring it to Toronto. And then recently, I think it was like last week, I've been signed on as the creative director of the Toronto Natural Hair and Beauty Show. So nice. I restructured it a little bit, and now it's called Textured Hair and Beauty Show. So yeah.
I like that because it feels more all-inclusive, too. Yeah. Because, everybody has different kinds of hair. And natural hair is one story, but even my hair would be it's a different story. Exactly. Even having Asian hair, even having even Grant's hair, it's all different kind of hair.
It's limiting.
Well, we'll teach you how to grow it back.
I might be visiting the weave stores. Filling it in. Okay.
I can hook you up. But so when I approached Stephanie with it, she was like, "Really? What? Okay, yeah, let's do it." So within about an hour, I made the logo, had everything. She was just screaming in the middle of, I'm talking 2:00 in the morning, and she's screaming. I'm just like, we got this. So right now, I just did the splash page last night, and we did a soft launch. And then on June 30th, we're going to do the full-out push launch with the whole website. So I won't be sleeping. I never sleep. And, yeah.
Sounds like life here.
Right now.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you, how did you kind of get into the whole, branding, stream?
I love it. I love it. It's always been, some things are innate, and you just know. But before, because I've always been a professional dancer, so my life was always dance in school.
My girl dances. She's ready to dance.
So I went to Centennial for graphic design, and I started just falling out of love with it. And I was just like, this is not me. I was getting depressed, and I was just feeling so down. It's like the world was on my head. I stopped. Took a couple months, and I found the program. I went through every single bit and spick of the program and made sure that it was the correct one for me. Then when I went into it, I was just like, yeah, I know this. Me say yeah. Me a good gal. Yay. And I was just getting A's. And then at the time where it came on to the second year of the program, I already had my internship lined up. Then I started to run on the Seneca Student Federation. So I became student coordinator. And then by January, I became VP. So it was like a whole full-time job. So if I wasn't in class, I was in my office. Yeah. But I took everything that I love about branding, that I love about events, and I put it together, and I was able to use the federation as kind of like a guinea pig. So I was doing the boat cruise. I did the big Black History Month event with 16 different events at all 4 campuses. So it was really, the branding was just everything to me. And I saw where you can have good branding, but your brand and event experience wasn't connecting to what your business was. And I wanted to be the connection, because people always find me resourceful. You can call me and be like, girl, I need 6 models for tomorrow, and I'll be like, I'll call you back in 5 minutes.
There you go, guys. There you go.
Tomorrow.
So you gotta put out your phone number.
So I wanted to make sure that if I'm gonna step into a position, if I'm gonna be on board with something, then I want it to be as resourceful as I can be,
and 100%,
and at 100%. And if I don't connect with it, I can't do it. So that's why I focus on fashion and arts and entertainment, because that is me.
So what made you take your talents and actually decide to make an impact in the community, though? Because that's special in itself, because most people just want a job and they just want to
you decided to kind of found your own like different projects, and you were like, no, I want this to do because I need it to be, you know, a certain way. And I understand because you have the OCD. You're like, no, I need to have full control of this. So like, why did you decide to take it back now and come back and help especially the Caribbean community here in Toronto?
Culture is everything. When you look at Roushelle, you see culture. Even though you might see me on the street walking and whining and jamming to Caravana, I'm there because of the culture. If you see me, sometimes I'm crying in the middle of the road because when that music hits,
it hits you.
It hits. And I think that's always been the thing. My love for culture has always brought me back to always give back. So with everything I do, I've founded the Legacy Scholarship Fund, and I've chosen a child. Like each year, I will choose a child, and I would give them a whole full-out backpack. We'll give them some monetary funds and stuff like that, and we make sure, like, you know, we monitor them and we watch them throughout their school year. And we're about to do it for the second time around because I'm also an optimist. So it's a balance. It's a balance. I always want to give back. I've always been brought up that way, and I don't think that you should keep everything to yourself. If you don't give back, then there's no way somebody else is gonna come up. And I like to see people come up. Like, I like to see people do their thing. I'm like, yes, girl, go,
right?
girl, go. That's just me. I like to be happy for other people, even if it's not me that it's achieving. So I think that's what drives me.
You need to get louder in the community.
I have stepped away. I'm not gonna lie. I did step away for about 2 or 3 years, and I wasn't being.
I don't know where she was.
Anything.
What she was doing.
And then I just popped up. I cut off my hair, and I popped up, and I was just like, "Hello," and I was ready for it again.
I'm waiting for her to finish. Is it me you're looking for? We're going to pause for the cause while we got a quick second here. Chelsea's killed herself. You're going to hear anything on the show. We'll be right back.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
You ever see when there's a kid and you feel like you're doing something wrong all of a sudden? You freeze. Welcome back to Real Talk.
That's Grant. Grant's always doing something behind the scenes.
We talk about everything and anything in this show, clearly. So Grant here, and of course we got Alyssa, and we have special guest Roushelle here, who is doing amazing things in the community. So Roushelle, you were talking about the Legacy Scholar Fund. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about that? That's obviously something that's close to your heart as well.
So what I did with the Legacy Scholarship Fund was I chose. It was a partnership between the Optimist Club of Kingston St. Matthews and myself and Miss Legacy International Pageant and the Carib Mates. So I took everything together.
Grouped it together.
I just made sure everything was always together. Branding was always on point. And what we did was we did a reading fair. And we had celebrities like Quiet Perry come and read to the kids. And that was last August. So this year I won't be able to go because I'm going on a grad trip to Cuba.
No one's mad at that.
But I'll be sending down, the supplies that I had bought over the year and stuff like that. And what they did, we just package it in different bags. Everybody gets like 5 books and quite a few supplies for school to get ready for school. And majority of these kids are in the Almontown community. So I was born and raised in Almontown, right by Hero Circle. And my mom was born and fully raised there from 0 to whatever age she had me, and then we moved.
Okay.
So it's always that connectivity of how these kids can find a way to get out and just be more. So this little girl, Estania, they were telling me about her. They were like, yo, she's just like you, you know, she's all into the culture and the arts. And this girl is like, she's in grade 5 and she is in 10 different clubs at school.
Wow.
She's like presidents of this and presidents of that, and she's an A student and da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, okay, so I'm gonna scavenge whatever money I can and we're gonna give it to her. And we're gonna give her a good backpack. So I bought her a pretty backpack and, you know, full it up more. So she had a little bit more than the other students. But she was our chosen one. Like, you could see she was bright. She was pleasant.
Yeah.
She was just, honestly, she, like,
Well, you
she
really
was
need
just
to
everything.
get involved and encourage people like that, because you know they're
Full
not going to be an
potential.
accountant, right?
Yeah.
They're going to
Yeah.
be the person that actually works
Yeah.
in a community. So you want to push that.
And she's always doing, she's probably not even 11, and she's always doing
She's
things.
not even 11,
She's
my
not even
goodness.
11.
Right.
You,
That's
like,
natural.
if you go on the MissLegacy.com page, you will see her picture down the bottom, receiving her award. And even when we went back and the girls met her, she was like, oh my God, I'm so sick, because she didn't have a voice the day the girls came, and they were like talking to her, and she was like, I really feel good, I feel special. So because Miss Legacy has a Crown Confidence slogan, what we did, we went down and we had a Crown Confidence workshop, and it was headed by Ifadel, because he's into, you know, social work and all that kind of stuff in Jamaica. And the girls fell in love with all the little girls. There was a few little boys as well, and they were like, Miss Reign, can all of them come to the show? And I was like, okay, I don't know how this is gonna work, but we're gonna try.
It's going to work.
So
right?
my uncle is the president of the entire Caribbean Optimist. So I said to him, can we make this happen? Everybody with a car picked up the girls from the church the night of the show and brought them down to our show. When you look, these little girls were like, oh my God,
goodness.
I'm at a show.
Yeah.
And they were dressed up pretty dresses. And so it just shows how much that you can change somebody's life just by interacting with
For
them.
sure.
And just by exposing them to different things. Because they probably would never been to a pageant
No.
before. They probably see these girls as, you know, they're all up there. And
They're queens.
they would never
to
talk
them.
to
They're
them.
princesses and queens.
But when they're
yeah.
sitting in their laps and they're talking and they're conversing and laughing, and they're realizing they're just like you. They're just people who decide to put their heads and their minds to a dream and
Yes.
work for it.
Yes.
So, I mean, you had a little 4-year-old girl that came that day, and she went up, and we had like a walking kind of talking kind of class, and she just went up and she's like, my name is da 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 da, and I want to be a doctor. And she walks up, and everybody was like,
How can we get her on the show?
I was like, who is she? Can I get her now? Because you don't know what these girls can do until you give them that platform to do it.
Right.
So the Legacy Scholarship Fund is something that I want to kind of mold into creating a platform that when they receive the funds, when they receive that support, it's not just a support for today.
Yeah.
It's a support for a lifetime, which is why I chose the name Legacy. I want them to always belong to the Legacy family. And I believe Astania feels that way now. Like, she's able to say, yeah, I have an Auntie Roushelle. You know, I have pageant sisters from Dominica and you know, Canada and stuff like that. Like, I want them to be able to connect to all the girls and just connect to the team on a whole, because trust me, when I say Ifadel is the bomb, Ifadel is the bomb. When he speaks to you about your dreams, when he takes whatever is in your heart, put it in your head and starts to work, it's like people started crying. Adults were there and they were writing, like, what did he just say?
Really?
Okay. Like, when he speaks, he speaks. So I think that day someone had asked him to come and talk at a bigger event, and if they could create that event around him. It's Miss Legacy, Caramade, Roushelle Reign is all about giving people the opportunity.
Yes.
Trust me, I don't know where I would be if somebody didn't give me the opportunity. And obviously, if my mom wasn't who she was, dress up, get smart, be cute, be fabulous, be intelligent, go out there. You're a celebrity. That's my mom every day. That is my mom.
That's
every
really
day.
important to have someone like that in your life. You also talked about your uncle.
Yes.
So was he a big influence in your
Yes,
life?
he is a big influence in my life as well. Calvin, he's very, very big. He's not just one of those Christian uncles. He's like one of those uncles you can call and be like, Uncle Calvin, I don't know about this, man. It could be a boy problem. It could be work problem. He's like, okay, how are we going to work this out?
Yeah.
He will spread it out. Let's decipher it and let's get to work. I think him and my mom have this brother-sister thing going on because they were born and raised in the same area, right? I've only been there born up till 3 years old. So yes, going back to visit family and friends, but I knew him growing up as that uncle that keep you on points and always, be there for when you want to fall back. When I'm going home, Uncle Kevin, you gonna come pick me up?
And he does work in the community too, right?
A lot of work in the community.
Okay.
A lot.
Rochelle, do you have any siblings?
I have a big sister, yes. Okay. She is in New York.
Okay. Oh, so she's probably doing her own thing in New York.
Yeah,
then,
she's more on the visual artistic side.
Okay.
I am more of the, all that
In
different
everything,
stuff.
yeah, your
In
hands and
everything. I'm
everything,
the stage sister. I would always differentiate us as the stage sister and the visual sister. So she would. My sister can sit here and draw all of y'all right now.
Really?
I can just act out your personality. I can brand you. I can dress you. But my sister is the visual person.
That's cool. You were talking about like the young girls who were at Miss Legacy and stuff like that. And, you probably mentor some of these girls as well, right? Or do you have people that you kind of link them up with?
Well, the thing is with the Optimist Club, they try to mentor them as much as possible, especially Uncle Calvin's wife, Debbie. She tries to do it. She tries to have that reading club where the girls can speak to her and not just come to read. I can't really do it there because I'm not there.
Yeah.
But here, I try to do it. Like, I'll meet someone. I used to teach dance for like 3 years for Roots and Branches, and I would meet like the bigger sisters of the little girls, and they would cling to me. I had one called Takia, and she would cling to me, and I'm like, yo, Takia, you're gonna be my mentor this summer. And we worked, and now she's just budding. She's just, this is what I want to do, and this is where I'm going. And she'll text me and be like, Rochelle, I applied for school, and those are the things.
And how does it make you
it
feel?
Makes me feel happy. I'm just like, yes, girl, yes, get it. That's how I feel. So it's to mentor young women through arts, it's a different level of connectivity. It's not the same as, okay, this is what you need to do for a business plan. It's, what do you feel like you love? What's your passion?
Yeah.
How do you feel like you're getting there? Do you feel like you're living in your purpose? Like, these are the questions. Even my best friends, like, this is how I speak to them. We have accountability.
And I think it's important to do that because when you have friends, sometimes they see what you're doing. They're, Rochelle, how is it that you have this person? How do you have this drive, to just do anything and anything and just bring it to fruition that way?
Trust me, I've got that question, like, numerous times. And because moving here after high school and stuff, majority of my friends are like scattered. So I have a best friend here, then I have a best friend in Jamaica, like 2 best friends in Jamaica, then I have a best friend in New York,
Facebook
and a best friend in Miami.
Yeah.
So we're always WhatsApping, and I'm like, yo, this is what if this is what you want to do, this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
This is how I got here. It may not be the same path for you, but just know that when you're ready to fall back, I'll be right there holding you up. That's the kind of accountability that me and my circle of friends have. And it's been like that. Some of them it's been like that since literally birth. Some of them it's been like that since grade 7. And it hasn't changed really.
So what would be your thoughts on finding your life's purpose?
Oh God, what a question. I think you need to just breathe. I'm a reader, so a lot of the times I'm reading.
How many books did you read last month? Just listen to this number for a minute.
But first, what type of books are you reading?
All types. It could be personal development. It could be branding. I really love urban fiction. Like those thug books, like the streets and stuff.
Oh, that's
like,
really
you can learn stuff from that. Like the way how they operate on the streets.
Yeah.
Like you can be like, oh, maybe I can put that into my business. Yeah, because that's where I got Fabulous and Functionality from. And I was reading a book by somebody. It's an urban fiction book, all street gang and all that kind of stuff. I was just like, oh. But the girl came in and she's just like, you men don't know how to run things. And she just and put everything together. And then she became like a queen pin. And I was like, okay, maybe I can do something like that with my businesses, Okay, these services and these services. You learn from, it doesn't matter what it is, you can learn from it. So it's for your question, it's about taking how the person feels about that one passion or about a multitude of passions and really trying to find how to get there. I think the journey is more important than the destination. And I think I'm just learning that, to be real honest. I might sound like I'm 50 years old with a lot of wisdom, but I'm just learning the journey really cool concept, is more than the destination. When I say, like, my journey has been a roller coaster, it has been a roller coaster, but it's a roller coaster where I can't say that I regret it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm,
You gotta feed into yourself.
For sure.
You gotta feed into yourself.
I have an awesome question for you to continue on that, but we do have to take a quick break.
Okay.
So, because if I ask it, it's going to go for another 3-4 minutes. We'll be right back.
Okay.
And welcome back. You're in tune with Real Talk
with Grant and Alyssa.
And Roushelle.
Right here on my TCN TV. So we have special guest Roushelle in here. So Roushelle, I wanted to ask you a question. You touched on something that really intrigued me. Mm-hmm. You're very young. Mm-hmm. And your language that you're using is not something that you would hear from someone your age typically, because usually they're talking about going and I'm trying to be English here, going and drinking and going and jumping up, going and liming, fetting.
You can do that.
But you can do that. No, but her language is, okay, like I've read this many books. I read this many books a month. It's on personal development. It's on business.
Her knowledge is that of a queen.
You're definitely an old soul, right? But why?
I don't know. I think...
What intrigues you? Because it's very rare. Oh, sorry. I need to move it. We got to get more snuggling. So, sorry guys, I didn't realize I was cut out. Anyways, usually people your age, you don't hear that type of language, mm-hmm. right? It's not the same thing. It's about hanging out with friends. It's about all these different things. And to hear, it's actually aspiring to hear someone of your age to have the thought process. You can be very wealthy when you hit 10, 12 years from now.
No, even as someone who uplifts their friends and, you know, is able to offer that type of, like, business branding advice. Like, do you know how many times I feel like there's so many people who need friends like you? Mm-hmm. Like, you need to tell your friends how to brand themselves, what they're good at, you know, because it's like sometimes they don't know.
Trust me, I have a friend where this girl can calculate anything in her mind. That's the one in Miami. And I'm saying, Melanie, just go out there. Just go get it. I will do your logo. I'll do whatever you need me to do for you. Because what she can do, I can't do. Mm-hmm. You understand? And it's about building each other and using each other's resources as guinea pigs. So you make sure that, okay, Melanie, you didn't calculate this right in the way that I want to see it. So she's able to differentiate how to calculate for different businesses, different entrepreneurs. Maybe that's a way I can help her. Mm-hmm. And then the way I can help her and she can help me in a sense.
But what got you into picking up a personal development book?
Because there's always room for growth.
No, but that intrigues me, right? Because I'm like, it's not like the average person will go up. How many years have you been reading personal development books?
Roushelle is a millennial too, so Roushelle.
No, but
all my life.
All your life?
My mom would be like,
so your mom was into it. So that's where
my mom is a
influence.
reader too.
Oh.
But I think I went over because 50 books a month is not right.
She read 50 books last month.
50 books?
Guys, sometimes I wish I could read 50 books last month.
The proof is on the Kindle.
Because they actually say that the average millionaire reads 65 books a year.
Yeah.
And you're reading 50 a month.
Yeah. I mean, it goes to show when it's a good book. Yeah, when it's a good book, I just go. There's nights where my dad would knock on my room, Roushelle, go to bed.
No, this is
like,
a real
lights
thing.
off.
My parents do the same thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, I want to stay up and read this book. And I'm like, I need to go, either I have work in the morning or I have something to do the next day. And it's like, but this book is too good.
But this book is good. So I would go in and out between urban fiction and a personal development book. Right now I'm in the middle of Instinct by T.D. Jakes. But I break his down because I want to read a certain passage like every other day. So I lengthen it out and I get to understand and I get to really think about it and get it to sink in, you know, highlight stuff and be able to share it as content. But I think for me, I'm very hard on myself. Like, I can't lie. Like, I'm transparent. I'm very hard on myself. So people would say, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. And that. I'm like, what are you proud of? That's my first goal. Like, what are you talking about? I haven't done anything. So to me, right now, I'm getting to the point where, okay, I can be proud. But before, I wasn't. I was always like, I need to do more. I need to have more. I need to do this. I need to get there. I always felt like I was always behind.
And Roushelle, you're someone who goes like the extra mile. Like, she'll go the extra mile to be that extra. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just how she is. It's like, how can I make this bigger, badder? Like, even watching, like, remembering some of your performances that you did, I was like, this girl has, and she demands stage presence. Like, she demands the attention of everyone in the room whenever she takes the stage.
Like, I try my best to, like, be as much as possible, because if you're not 150% of you, then you're nothing. In my eyes, you're nothing if you're not being 150% of you. Right now, I have a friend who can sing. I tell her, if I have her voice, Beyonce will have to call me. You know what I mean? Beyonce will have to call me. And I'm like, T, I'm going to open your Instagram. You're going to sign into Instagram, and we're going to start these videos. We're going to get you somewhere. You understand? It's just about being yourself and just putting yourself out there. I mean, I'm not the person to always
How hard
post,
is it to put yourself out there, though?
For me, it's hard because I like to be hidden, but I like to do. It's just a friction.
And I don't understand, like, how that translates. It's because you're like, it's like, I don't know if it's because you're a great actress or if it's like you're able to put yourself out there, but you're also able to hide behind the scenes and do your own thing.
I know my personality comes out as, you know, extrovert, and I'm not afraid of anything, and I'm never nervous. Girl, can I tell you how I was shaking backstage all the time? All the time. Especially when I'm going to dance. I'm like, oh, God, I don't remember nothing.
But you know what? A lot of people say that because even Charles says that the host that was on previous to us on CMJ, he's a professional MC. He's been doing it for 20-some-odd years, maybe 30. I'm dating you, Charles, sorry. But he says even to this day, he'll still go in the bathroom and throw up before he goes out on stage.
It's hard. Like, I'm an introvert, but I just have this extrovert kind of personality.
This extrovert personality that comes out of nowhere. It comes from like left field.
And I'm just like, I know y'all think that I love, and this is another reason why I don't go out. But then again, clubs are not me.
But you go and jump up?
But I will go and jump up. I will go to a 1-2 boat rides. But you won't find me in a club every other weekend or every other month or something like that. Right now I do keep an event with Experience Element. It's called Sunday Social, and it's live music. And I'm talking, this girl is belting out some Jodie C, and there's poets and all this kind of stuff going on a Sunday evening. Other from that, I'm in my bed working on my client stuff. Other from that, it's either I'm like somewhere like this, working on, if it's not making Roushelle Reign, Miss Legacy, or Carrot Maid, I'm not there. Wow. I don't see why your time should be spent partying your life away. And yeah, people will say, oh, you're young, go enjoy it, and da-da-da-da. Yeah, I'll go travel.
But you have plenty of time to do it later.
You see, I can't deal with the plenty of time to do it later. I want to make sure that I have everything. No, I have a goal set for 30.
No. When I say plenty of time, I'm saying you have plenty of time to enjoy later. You're busy now creating that.
I think enjoying is working. My work is my enjoyment, and this is why I work on events. You see, this is why I work on events, so that I'm able to enjoy while I'm working, because I know you're not find me in a club. It could be a birthday and I come and support. I'll always be the driver because I really don't drink. I've always been that type of person, especially because I'm a dancer. And I'll dance in the club, but I'm not going to dance up on no man. I dance on the wall, and I'm in my own space, in my own world. And
she doesn't need anybody to dance.
Like, my eyes are closed. You need to see me in a club. My eyes are closed, and I'm gone. However, it's not me. maybe like a daytime party, and you're on the beach and you're luxurious. That's me. But not the clubby and the smoke kind of drink, kind of chill. And when I see my friends, granted, we may be like, eating food and stuff like that, but the conversation, yeah, it's about personal life, but I want to start this business, and that's how we talk. We try to put it out there on the table so that we're able to build on it.
It's funny that you said it, because I was recently at a family function, and I was sitting there and I was busy doing an email, and a lot of the people I didn't know that were there, so they didn't know who I was, what I did, or anything like that. And there was two conversations going. On the left-hand side, there were these three business owners that were talking. They were talking about investments. They were talking about 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, no big deal. On the other side, you had the other part that was actually they're talking about their wives, getting upset with them, talking about drinking, playing dominoes, all these different things. And I'm like listening to the conversation. I was, you lean towards one side more.
Yeah. I will always lean to an older person dropping jewels. That's another thing I get from my urban fiction. I'm dropping them jewels. You know what I mean?
Quotes coming out of this edition of Real Talk.
It's always somebody's always gonna drop a jewel, and you just always gotta be there. Be like, yo, what did he say?
Yeah.
I have like 4 note thingies in your your iPad and your Mac, full of like jewels. Like just random quotes I get from different places, different books. It could be, as I said, it could be an urban fiction book by Silk. You gonna get something from it. It's about learning to put it towards what you're doing, learning how to, trying to channel that inner hustler. I think that's what it is. You gotta channel your inner hustler. And my kind of inner hustler is in like diamond heels and a long gown,
like Swarovski crystal glitter, like all day. Roushelle, I wanted to ask you something because you do run your own pageant, Miss Legacy International. How do you feel about your pageant sisterhood, and how has sisterhood helped you, and even the girls that you work with, like even to view other women?
It's sometimes it can be a bad thing, but trust me, it's a good thing. I know when I was starting Miss Legacy, I went to judge and help out Miss Global a couple years ago, and I met this girl, Cynthia. She was representing Haiti. When I was starting Miss Legacy, and I messaged her, she's just like, let's do it. I was like, okay, all right. And we just built it. And even though she didn't show up this year because she was, moving into a big nursing job and everything, she was able to be like, hey sis, what's going on? It's pageant sisterhood is about building each other. It's about having each other's back. I know I've seen my girls, pageantry bring a lot of drama. Yeah, and I can't lie about it. However, where Miss Legacy is concerned, I haven't seen any drama amongst the girls, and I'm not lying. I have not seen any drama amongst the girls. Right now, our Miss Legacy Jamaica has just entered Miss Universe Jamaica competition. And our queen, Miss Legacy from Dominica, Leanne, she's posting her stuff about Miss Legacy Jamaica Stacey. Like, she's supporting her sister. You know what I mean? Like, the girls create that bond. They talk, they laugh, they do whatever. Sometimes I'm in my room working on whatever I need to do. The staff is doing whatever they need to do. And you hear the girls going on and on and on. It's like a, when you have kids, and they're like in the room and they're all playing together. That's how it looks, and that's how it feels. At the end of the day, yes, everybody is competing, but they know that this is not the end of the world, and that's what I love for them to understand, that it's not the end of the world. Miss Legacy is about sisterhood and culture and empowerment, right? It's not just about being a humanitarian. It's not just about helping kids or whatever it is. It's about building that kind of circle around people, so you feel like somebody's pushing you to always go forward. And pageant sisterhood, especially at Miss Legacy, it's about going forward. It can't be anything less. It can't be anything low. It just has to be about being you. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
back. You're watching Real Talk with Grant and Alyssa and Miss Roushelle Reign.
So, Roushelle, I have a question. Who are some of your biggest aspirations?
Some heavy ass questions here.
Yeah.
Right?
Everything will stem from a pageant perspective, sort of ish. I would say not pageant, Damon John.
Yes.
And Lisa Hanna, former Miss World. Wendy Fitzwilliams, yeah, former Miss World again, or Miss Universe, sorry. I forgot what that lady's name is. I love Taraji as well.
Oh, Taraji!
Yeah, I love Taraji
Shout out
as
Taraji,
well.
though.
She just went on her path, no looking back. My mom, as I said, my mom is like
number one,
my backbone. Yeah, my mom is my backbone. There's quite a few. The names are slipping me. I'm really bad with names. Names are slipping me, but there's quite a few.
But what is it about them, that grips you?
Their uniqueness, the way how they are able to capture who they are, and like just.
But so Damon John is like left field. So compared to the other one, so what attracts you to Damon John?
The hustler mentality.
And the fact that he sold his company for $3 billion.
Yeah, that too. And I'm always interested in fashion stuff. I'm always interested on the business side of fashion. And he's big about branding as well.
Yes.
He's very big about how you sell things in your brand experience. I've read all of his books. I've been to I'm always Damon John. I'm into Damon John. However, I think his biggest impact on me is how he built from the ground up.
Yeah. Started in his basement.
Yeah. And I think that's what it is that just makes me always look to see what he's doing next and try to know how he got there. So maybe I can curve my path in a familiar way. You know what I mean?
Well, it's awesome to see too, because I mean he's been asked to speak with the President of the United States. He's done a lot of things. He's very accomplished. Shark Tank, and it's interesting to see because we see typically within the community that a lot of people have stigmas and feel as though they can't go forward based on skin color, who they are, and like that. And the first thing I've always asked them, do you ever hear Damon John? I mean, there's plenty of other people out there, but Damon John is one of the biggest ones out there, right? To be proud of.
And he's an influencer.
Yeah. I mean, skin color and all those stuff always plays a little role as well. Alyssa knows I've been through that, yeah.
And especially, in the pageant industry.
Especially in the pageant industry, like, let's just say they never saw me coming.
They didn't.
They never.
Good for you. Good for you.
I remember the year she won Miss Canada Globe Petite. She was Miss Canada Globe Petite 2012. And when Roushelle won, I don't think anyone was expecting her to win. Because it was her, and I don't remember who was against you, but I forget who.
Girl.
Some other girl. But when Roushelle won, everyone I think in the room couldn't even they could not even.
Even Chanel announced it. She's like,
Roushelle?
Because she was happy, but she was like,
oh my God.
I don't know if she could try not to show it too much because she's a host, but she was like, and Meji was crying. She was like, I can't believe it. Yeah, Meji's quiet.
No, and it was a moment. And what people have to remember about this pageant too is it's a mixture of girls. So there's girls from all different kinds of backgrounds. So
the only black girl.
Yeah, and Roushelle honestly was the only girl of color.
The only girl of color that year, especially
in that section.
Yeah, and I was the first girl who's not born Canadian.
Yes,
and all the odds that you could think of, it was against me, but I came to deliver, boo.
No, she came. She came. People were not expecting her.
It wasn't expecting.
How can you have a serious conversation?
and she's this little thing. Like, you see her, and then she comes, and she has this loud personality. You're like, who is this girl? And she needs to chill.
Yeah, but I did everything. I did everything. Every Caribbean event you could think of that summer, I was there. I walked, that journey was nerve-wracking for me because I had no money. We not too long just moved here. My dad was like, this is too much money. Where do you go with this? I was like, this is what I want to do. My mom's like, if you want to do it, do your best and go do it. She was kind of on the edge as well because, of course, the financial thing wasn't there. I walked from the top of Kennedy Road down to the bottom of Kennedy Road. I walked from Eglinton East to the middle of Eglinton West. Then I took the bus and go to the next side. And I walk again on Eglinton West. I go up Keel. I go there. I went everywhere where the black community was. I collected $2, $1, $5, $10 so I could get to that $3,000. And even on the day of, I think I was like a little bit short of that $3,000. And then it just so happened that a couple months down the line, Julie said to me, she's like, Roushelle, guess what? You owe us 25 cents. And she was dying because she was just like, okay, Roushelle paid it off and everything. But then when she checked up, she's like, 25 cents? And we had a laugh about it because she knew my journey. She knew how hard it was to get there. And at the end of the day, when I walked into the the national competition that day, I was dressed to kill. You couldn't tell me that I was short of nothing.
No, you couldn't.
But yet still, I had a bag of coins in my bag. I had a bag of coins in my bag. I had everything. I had to make sure that if I'm coming, I'm gonna come good. My costume for national costume wasn't delivered until the morning of the competition because I had to stay home. It was like the whole wall. It had to stay. Like I made sure.
When she came on stage, it's like the stage exploded.
People were like, where's this girl going with this?
One little girl and one big mask costume.
And it's funny because even though I was doing Miss Canada, in my heart, I was still Jamaican. It was everything Jamaican. Every single part of my costume was Jamaican. That costume was the National Hummingbird. So it's like I had to make sure that I pushed it. And my same Uncle Calvin, he texted me on the night of the big show, and he's just like, oh, remember it's a Jamaica, I think it was Jamaica's 50th? He's like, remember it's Jamaica's 50th? You got to bring that home. Click. I was like,
Some pressure.
You know, and then Usain Bolt was doing all kind of things, and I was just like, but I want to be, I want to bring it home for Jamaica. And I was just like, oh my God. And I was getting calls. You think people in Canada was watching for me? No. It was the people in Jamaica that was watching that live stream. And people were calling and texting, yes, gal, you look good. Yes, gal, win, take the crown. I have an aunt in New York. She was just like, them not get the crown yet. Them can just get it and done. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna win. Stop this. What if I don't? But it was that nerve-wracking experience where when you got through and you got to the top, you understood just how strong and just how much you can be. Like I don't know if she realized, the girl who came second, I don't know if she realized that I was about to fall on her. But when she hugged me, that was the only reason why I stood up. Because my knees were weak. My body was
You can't.
weak.
And especially like even that moment up on stage, you're like, I don't even know what to do with myself. Because you know the journey it took to get there.
Exactly.
The hard work, the perseverance, the training, the sleepless nights, and even like the drama. It's there. It's gonna be there, guys. But all of that stuff leading up to that moment. So like even when you like if you watch like Miss America on TV, Miss Universe, like those girls went through some things before they got that crown.
It's not just the prettiness. It's not just the prettiness on stage. It's not just that moment or that 2-3 hours of the show.
Yeah.
It's way months beyond that. I remember in that same week, Kim, you know, the one who was training us,
choreography.
Kim had me in the back of some room, in the back of some hallway. Okay, Roushelle, walk. Let's go. And I was doing this at 3 a.m.
No mercy.
3 a.m. while all the other girls were sleeping. And he's just like, I love this girl. I love this girl. I'm just like, I have to do something to make sure I stand out every single time. Because at every single speck of the competition, there was something going against me. And I had to make sure I was on top.
It's a whole competition of judgment. That's essentially what a pageant is.
Pageantry is hard. It's hard. It can make you or it could break you. If you don't have the stomach for it, I would say just watch it.
So we have a couple minutes left. I wanted to ask you something. Do you think you could play bigger?
Yeah.
Yeah? What's stopping you?
My height. I really...
I wasn't talking about...
That's the best answer.
That was a setup.
No, you mean like go into a bigger pageant?
No, playing bigger in the world. In your impact that you're making.
Yes. Trying to find a way to do that. That's my big thing. Trying to find a way to do that. Then I realized maybe through being Roushelle Reign, being a creative director, the pageant and model director and coach and stuff like that. Maybe that's my way, because that's how I empower others. Hopefully I can make it as big as, you gotta call me, make appointments just to see me.
I think then you'll still take people's calls, so it's all good.
But I think those are the things that are really holding me back. Like, I just want to know how I can get that far. Once I know that there's a pathway to make it that far, I'm gone. Like, you can't catch me. Like a medium Usain Bolt. Like, you can't catch me. Oh my God.
So there you have it. So why don't you give us some final thoughts? Maybe some girls that are out there that are actually looking up to you for advice.
Let people know how to reach you, girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Roushelle Reign, and of course my name is spelled different because I'm a mom. So it's Roushelle and then Reign. It's Facebook, Instagram. My email is hello@RouchelleReign.com. My website is RouchelleReign.com. Everything is branded. Even if you forget how to spell my name, if you type in Roushelle Green, Miss Canada, you type in anything related to me, you will see it pop up on Google. I have 3 pages on Google. You'll find quite a few things. Even if you want to just pop into Miss Legacy or Carib Maid or something like that and just connect with me, I don't have a problem talking to people. Even if you're not going to hire my services, I don't have a problem saying, Grant, this is how you need to write your name. This is how, I don't see why it's a big problem to give people advice and share things with people, because at the end of the day, they can share something with you
because
that
people's
you never
egos
know.
get in the way first.
See, I don't have an ego. I'm just fabulous. So
Wow.
don't worry, when I come out the room, I
You
become an
calm
introvert
down?
again.
So guys, there you have it. Make sure you follow her. Make sure, guys, next week we have Alyssa Hines coming in as
Hines in the
well.
building,
So make sure you guys tune in for that. Keep it locked. We're going to cut off for a little bit and we'll be back with The Gloves Are Off.
Stay tuned.